In this video, I want to take a look at adding JavaScript to our web pages. JavaScript is a language that we can use to add additional functionality to our web pages that would not have been available without it. So jumping right in, I'm going to look at some different ways that we can add JavaScript or JavaScript files to our page. This is going to be very similar to adding CSS to our page. We can use the script tag to connect to an external JavaScript file like we do with our external CSS files. And then you would need the src equals and then the name of that JavaScript file or the path end name. For this, I have these in the same folder as my HTML file, so I can just have the scripts.js. And then this does require an opening and closing tag, but this will link to this scripts.js file that currently doesn't have anything in it. You can also have a script tag and put your JavaScript inside of this tag. Or you can also have your JavaScript inline, which is something that I try to avoid, especially when you're working with more complex pages and file structures, so that you can keep everything kind of separated, keep the HTML separate from the styles and the HTML separate from your JavaScript. It just makes it easier to find things that way. But putting it inline, just so that we can see this, we can add a button type equals button, so it's not trying to submit anything. And then we'll go with on click equals, and then we can add some JavaScript in here. For the sake of this, I'm just going to add this alert and tell it what I want it to alert. So, hello World Wide Web. And then we end our JavaScript normally with a semicolon. And even when we're doing it inline, you can get away with not having that semicolon there, but I prefer to have it just so that I make sure that it is there where it needs to be. And then some kind of text on our button, alert me. So now when we save this, we can see some different things are going to happen. Here I'm going to put alert. First alert. Now I have this alert and this alert. I don't have anything in this JavaScript file here yet. We will get to that in just a moment. But for now, I want to load this page up. And as soon as this page loads up, before any of the content's even on the page, we don't see that button that we created yet. We're getting this alert, this first alert. Now I click OK, and now I can see this button. It's on the page. What's going on there is that as the HTML page is being loaded, it's starting up here, going down. It hits this script tag, loads anything inside of that script, hits this script tag, and then it's running this before it ever even gets to the body element. That's something to be aware of as you're working through your JavaScript and adding it to your pages, is making sure that your content is available to the script. Make sure you know when that JavaScript is going to run, because you don't want that JavaScript to run before something is ready for it. And we'll take a look at that in the next video when we start doing a little bit more. But now here on this page, again, we have first alert as soon as the page loads. Now we have this button, and we use that on click event to tell it we didn't want this to run until this element was clicked. There are a number of different events that you can link things to, and a lot of things that we can do that we'll take a look at in some of our later videos.